Afternoon, Ben. Hope you're keeping well. Thanks for joining me this afternoon. I'd just like to ask a few questions about your experience in your recent R&D tax credit claim. For those of you watching this video, if you look on our website, you'll find we have a scheme called Giving Back. And in that scheme, we offer startup companies the first year's claim free of charge, to encourage people to make R&D tax claims and to help them in their first year while they're growing. And I'm just going to ask you some questions about your claim to give some help to those people who might want to follow suit. So first of all, Ben, could you give me a quick overview of Appozon, which is your company, such as how many employees you've got, what your approximate turnover is, how did you fund the business, or are you funding the business, and were R&D tax credit claims part of this process?
Hi, so yeah, nice to see you again. And yeah, just to jump into it. So Appozon's an agency that builds high quality websites and mobile applications, and we try and do it at an affordable price. So I'm the only employee in the company. However, I have high quality and trusted developers that work for me. The business itself is profit making, so it doesn't require any direct external funding.
Okay, that's great. So you're basically, once you got started, you're funding the business from the business activities, from the profits the business is making.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thanks. So in your claim, there were 3 or 4 quite large projects that we dealt with. So could you just tell me really briefly about the biggest project in your R&D tax credit claim? Just some details, obviously nothing that's commercially sensitive, more just a kind of overview.
Yeah, of course. So the largest project that we did and that we included in this R&D claim was a multi-platform application, and it had a heavy emphasis on streaming, video calling, and artificial intelligence. Okay,
so yeah, I remember it was quite a technical challenge, wasn't it?
Yeah, tricky project.
So, do you think you could have made the correct judgments about how to do your claim without, if you hadn't sought our advice to do the claim?
So this is something I looked into quite a lot. One, when I started the company, and 2, when I started getting more involved with the projects. And to be honest, as I looked into it, it just got more and more confusing. And it got to the point where I didn't actually even know if my business was eligible for the claim. So yeah, I don't think I could have done it without your help. And to be honest, speaking with you made everything clear, and I appreciate you helping me guide me through the process.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I remember our initial conversation was you thought that you weren't actually eligible to make a claim.
Yeah.
So pleased to say that when we did our initial investigation that we found you were able to, and we successfully made that claim. So the next one, were you happy with the outcome of the R&D tax credit claim? And roughly how much did you receive in that claim?
Yeah, so absolutely. Really happy with how it all went. I think we're awarded around £27,000.
Nice.
Yeah.
So a lot of people aren't aware quite how much you can claim, even in what might be seen as a relatively small company. Obviously, an income of that size from an external source can make quite a big difference to future projects. So how has the experience of claiming R&D tax credits impacted your plans? And will claims play a part in the future funding decisions for the business?
Yeah, so absolutely. So the work that we undertake with Appozon is generally quite high risk. So we work always kind of under a lot of uncertainty because we're usually working with early stage projects, and it can be also quite immature technologies and things, just trying to test what works. And so having the R&D tax credit really helps to offset some of the risk that we take on.
That's great. And again, I think just point out, just straightforward, IT work isn't necessarily R&D, although a lot of people think it is. But I remember in your projects, you were working with a lot of new and immature technology and trying to work out how on earth to do it before you can actually get around to doing it.
Yeah.
So just to finish off, then, the $64,000 question is: how likely are you to recommend our company, R&D Tax?
Yeah, 100%. So it made the process really simple. And also, if I ever needed clarification, which was on quite a few points, yeah, someone was always available, so I could jump on a call and just run it through with them. So yeah, 100% got the seal of approval.
Right, thanks very much, Ben. That's all of my questions. I hope that's clarified to anyone watching, some of the sort of background to your claim, and Jay, just thanks again for all your help. So
Amazing.
take care.
Thank you very much.
See you
Great speaking.
ready for the next claim.
Thank you. Take care.